Kamaru Usman's returning this weekend against Joaquin Buckley in a fight that I think a lot of people are getting wrong. Hey, I went 10 for 13 on the last card. I think my picks are pretty good. Might be a little biased, but I'm looking to go 13 for 13 on this card. So without further ado, I'm about to get into this card, start at the main event, work my way down to the early prelims, and give you my picks, maybe a little rationale, go into the X's and O's, and predict all the winners. So we got Joaquin Buckley versus Kamaru Usman. I think a lot of people are getting this wrong. Usman's a big underdog, and I think this fight should be a pick'em. I mean, we could go through the wrestling, the striking, the BJJ, the cardio, the power, the speed, and I will go through all that. So first, for the wrestling, Kamaru Usman has the wrestling advantage here. No question. Colby Covington had Buckley on his back twice. He never got Usman in those positions. Kamaru Usman just went 3 rounds with Khamzat Chimaev, defended all of his submissions. In the second and third, he was stuffing takedowns and giving it to Khamzat Paz, arguably winning the fight, winning those last 2 rounds, or at least a draw. That's what many people say. And that was on short notice, up a weight class. This is against an opponent he's known he was going to fight for a long time. He's back at welterweight, so he's not going to be at a size disadvantage. In fact, he may be bigger than Buckley. You saw in the face-to-face, he was just as tall, if not taller. I mean, look, they're both huge. Buckley's probably got better legs, but I think I got better legs than Usman too. But what I'm saying is Usman has the better wrestling, undoubtedly. We can go to the striking. Usman has a good jab. Buckley has a good jab. Usman has good pop. Buckley has good pop. I do think Buckley mixes up his shots a little better, goes to the body with some punches. Neither one of them have the best kicks. Obviously, Buckley has that highlight with that spinning kick, but other than that, he really doesn't throw kicks all too much. It's mainly all punches for him, and same for Usman. But here's the thing about Buckley's stand-up style that makes me worry for him. Against Stephen Thompson, he had some success in the stand-up. He was down 2-0 going into that third round. It could have been 1-1. I think it was 2-0. And he knocks out Wonderboy. How does he knock out Wonderboy? Well, for every exchange in that fight, including the earlier rounds, Buckley blitzed in. He didn't mind getting tagged by Wonderboy because Wonderboy doesn't punch that hard, and he was able to eat him. Eventually, the blitz worked, and he was able to knock out Wonderboy. That same blitz that gave him success against Usman is not going to work. Against Wonderboy is not going to work against Usman, because if you blitz in like that against Usman, you will get taken down easily. And Kamaru Usman has good control on the ground. So if he blitzes in like that, where he finds success in his striking, that's how he does well in his striking. He blitzes. If he does that against Usman, he will be taken down. And then Usman's got a good technical jab, which he can use from range. We saw it against Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns has a similar style of winging shots to Buckley. He has big power, but he's not the most technical. Obviously, Buckley has better striking overall, but I hope you could kind of see the comparison there. Usman has the better wrestling, and we just cover the striking. It's pretty even. Probably going to be a boxing match. God. But dude, I'm telling you, Usman has a crafty jab, and his chin is really damn good. Has only been dropped once in the UFC, and it was that head kick by Edwards, which would have knocked anyone out from flyweight to heavyweight. I truly believe that. That head kick was just flush. Usman didn't even go to sleep. His eyes were still open. He still has yet to be slept. And I don't think Buckley's going to be able to do it with a punch. Like I said, Colby was able to take down Buckley and control him multiple times in the fight. What do you think Usman's going to do, who has better wrestling than Colby? His grappling and his scrambling is probably not as good, but he has better wrestling and takedowns, and better takedown defense too. Buckley's takedown defense is good as well, but when he's blitzing in, like I said, with those shots, which is where he finds success in the striking, he's going to get taken down easily. He just can't do that against Usman, so he's going to have to be reserved, pick his shots. I don't know. I don't know if he has the luxury to be reserved and pick his shots like a Leon Edwards, because he doesn't have that kicking like Leon does. He doesn't have that distance management. I just don't know if that's a game he'd be able to play well. Usman's gone against all styles, found success against most. He has the 5-round experience like none other, and while he has been off for a while, I don't think that's going to hurt him too much. He's fought in the biggest, brightest lights you could possibly fight at. MSG headlined that card. I don't think ring rust is going to play too much of a factor on him. He's done it before, over and over. The only thing I had to say that would go against Usman at this point is his age. His age concerns me. I think he's like 36, 37. Even that's not terrible. I mean, his speed's definitely not going to go a little bit, but Usman never really used his speed. Usman uses his power and his physicality, and that kind of sticks around for a little bit longer than your speed. And then obviously everything with Usman's knees, they're screwed up outside of fights, but in fights you don't really notice it that much, other than when he like did that little walk around to Colby. I don't know, dude. I think Usman has a good chance here. And actually, back to the Buckley thing, he does have some good side kicks to the body, I guess, that he used against Colby, but they're just more of a nuisance kick than anything. Nothing that's made to set up anything much deeper or more significant. It's just a little, I'll call it a distance tool. I don't know. It doesn't do much. Dude, I'm not going to lie. I hate to say this because when I first heard the fight got announced, I was going Buckley. But now I'm slowly starting to lean towards Usman. And this is as close of a fight as you can get. I think it should be a pick'em. I could see either person winning. I could see Buckley out damaging Usman, winning a 5-round decision, like 3-2 rounds. And Usman drops a close one. Very, very, very possible. But I can also see the flip side where Usman takes him down a couple times, controls him, bags a few rounds. Maybe Buckley has a good round, hurts Usman. I don't think he will hurt Usman, though. He might piece up Usman, but I don't think he's going to hurt him. It's hard to hurt Usman. Usman has a really good chin. I don't think Buckley's going to be cracking it with his hands.
It's got 70 grams of protein. And who are the least students? If you eat like this for 30 days. You've heard of like Bulgarian horses?
And one other thing I'd like to point out is I think Buckley's performance over Colby is perhaps the most overrated performance in UFC history. If you read any of the comments on that fight, it says it was the most dominant performance people have ever seen. It was 2 10-9 rounds, and Colby was controlling Buckley in that third round. And, like, in what world is 10-9 absolute domination? Like, bro, people are... It just annoys me. And then it was a doctor stoppage, and people talk about it like the same way they talk about it as if Colby got knocked out cold. I don't understand how people have that misconstrued perception of the fight. Like, if you watch it, Colby was holding him down twice. It wasn't absolute domination. Absolute domination is Hamzat versus Whitaker. Absolute domination is Habib versus Barboza. Not freaking Colby versus Buckley, bro. I swear, people just look at the result and speak on that. Look at that Merab and Sugar fight for the first one, 3-2, Merab won. And people were saying Merab demolished him. No, he didn't. That's not what a demolish means. So, I don't know if people don't understand what certain words in the English language mean, or they just look at fight results rather than the fight in its entirety. But anyways, Buckley has not looked as good as people are saying in his last couple fights, is what I'm saying. Again, he was down 2-0 against Wonderboy. He was getting pieced up, blitzing with his hands down. I'm telling you, Usman will freaking take him down or knock him out cold. I think Buckley's extremely overrated. He's chinny too. He's chinnier than Usman. I promise you he is chinnier than Usman. Freaking Holland was dropping him all over the place. He has 6 losses. Usman has 4. Only difference is Usman's 4 losses are to championship level fighters. Buckley's losing to jabronis. This is a big step up for Buckley. It's a 5-round fight. Usman specializes in those. I just think he has the brains to be able to stop Buckley, and I could be totally wrong. Buckley could go out there and get a decision, but I'll tell you what's not going to happen. Buckley's not going to destroy Usman. Buckley's not going to knock him out in the first round unless puncher's chance, but on paper, that will not happen. I'm leaning towards Usman. I'm leaning towards the veteran experience. I kind of want to check his age real quick, make sure I'm not too cooked. He's 38. Ooh. I still think he can get it done. He's had a lot of time to recover. Look, I'm going Kamaru Usman. If you don't like it, let me know why, but I think Usman's going to slightly edge it out. Of course, I can see Buckley win, but I think Usman's going to pull off a big upset here. Next, we got Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick. I think it'll be Rose. Look, I'm not a big Miranda Maverick fan. I don't watch all of her fights. I know Rose can throw some decent head kicks or whatever. So I'm going to go Rose Namajunas. Miranda Maverick looks like a bum. I don't know. Nah, she don't look like a bum, but I've never heard of her. I actually may have heard of her once or twice, but Rose was a champion. She's fighting alongside Usman with Trevor Whitman. You know, all we need now is Justin Gaethje, and we got the perfect trifecta. But nah, I think Rose will win probably. This is likely a tailor-made matchup for her. She's a bigger star than Maverick. I'd say Rose by decision. I'll damage her. Next, we got Petroski versus Edmund Shabbazian. I am never, ever, ever... First of all, why has this guy got a hammer and sickle communist tattoo on his ribs? Second of all, I'm never picking someone who got knocked out by a hip to win a UFC fight. Yeah, he's on a win streak, but I don't care. I'm picking Shabbazian. Who did Shabbazian just fight? Now I'm going to have to look this up real quick. I think I picked him in his last fight. Oh, I was thinking that Gerald Meerschaert fight. I know he had like a bigger fight. He was beating Meerschaert, I'm pretty sure, but then he got choked out. But anyways, I'm going with Shabbazian. I don't know. I'm not picking a dude who got knocked out by a hip. That's all I'll tell you. Next fight. Cody Garbrandt versus Ronnie Barcelos. Whoa, what just happened to their pictures? I don't know, but I'm calling for the upset of the century. I think Cody Garbrandt will get it done. Cody Garbrandt has way more power. He's better on the feet. His takedown defense is pretty solid. He's faster. Ronnie Barcelos don't really hit that hard. I'm sure someone's going to say, oh my gosh, he's a freaking Francis Ngannou of bantamweight. But look, when Ronnie Barcelos was on the feet with Talbot, he was getting pieced up. The only reason he won that fight is because he took Talbot down. Good game plan, but he's not going to be able to take Garbrandt down as easy as he was taking Talbot down. And Garbrandt has better power than Talbot. Who knows, maybe Talbot has better, but Cody's power is more proven. You know, he got the new hairstyle, the new tattoo. This is the rebirth. This is the beginning of his next title run. This is the upset of the century. This is a dog pick of the year. I'm going with Cody Garbrandt. I don't know how you'd be able to pick Ronnie Barcelos. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. You think he's just going to hold Cody down all 3 rounds? Maybe. I don't think so. I think Cody's going to probably knock him out. Cody Brundage versus Malik. Again, come on, bro. Are we really picking Brundage in the big 2025? He's obviously being used as a stepping stool. This dude's undefeated, and Mansour's about to come knock him out. I mean, bro, just do the eye test. Like, look at these guys. One of them looks like they train. The other looks like they sit on their couch after a long day of work and eat a bag of chips. Like, come on, bro. It's disrespectful if you don't pick Mansour. Brundage's last win was like some fluke. He let his mouthpiece go out. They stopped the fight when he was on the ropes, and then he put it back in, caught the other guy. That was all she wrote. So I'm on Mansour Abdul Malik, probably by finish. Alonzo Menfield versus Umar Sy. Now, I don't know too much about this Sy guy, but I know Menfield actually has some decent power, and he's a good fighter. His chin's not the best, but I think the odds are a little outrageous on this one, to be honest. Clearly, I see something in Umar Sy. I haven't watched Umar Sy fight. If that makes me casual, so be it. I'm not going to go pay for Fight Pass and rewatch his highlights. I'm going to watch them this weekend and gather my intel from that. I feel like Menfield has really good power. I don't know. I don't like these odds. This is just like screaming upset to me. Then again, it is light heavyweight. Alonzo Menfield can be chinned. They got the same build. I got to see how old Menfield is. Then I'll make my decision. Oh, yeah. Menfield's 37. Wrap it up. It's not like he has a massive skill advantage either, like Usman. So he's 37. Umar's 29. Easy pick, Umar. Paul Craig versus Rodolfo Balato. Look, I don't know. I don't think it's possible to pick Paul Craig after that Bo Nickel fight. And if Rodolfo lands one good shot on Craig, Craig's done for. Craig just has the worst chin we've ever seen. He's on a Johnny Walker level. And Craig's takedowns aren't that good. He does have obvious good BJJ, but that doesn't really matter if you can't take him down. And Balato, again, all you have to do is catch Paul Craig with one good shot, and it's game over. So I'm going to go Balato, just due to the fact that Paul Craig's so chinny. Michael Kiesta, Court McGee. Again, Kiesta, a veteran of the game. Court McGee, a lot older than Kiesta. I think so. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's 3 years older. He's 40. Court McGee's 40. Kiesta's 37. At this point in time, when you're this old, every year counts. I'm going to go Michael Kiesta, probably by submission. Court McGee's just washed up at this point. Malcolm Wmaker versus Chris Moutinho. Sean O'Malley's punching bag. I'm going to go with Wmaker. Look, I love the story that Moutinho fought his way back to the UFC. He got on a 5-fight win streak, but this isn't a Disney movie. This is the UFC, and I think Malcolm Wmaker is probably going to crush his dreams. And I'm just a fan of Wmaker too. So I'd imagine the odds are pretty slated in Wmaker's favor as well. But if the odds are right, it might not hurt throwing some on Moutinho because I can't even give you a reason to throw any on Moutinho. other than like a lucky knockout. But on paper, Wmaker gets it done pretty easily. Moutinho's got a good chin. Who knows? Who knows? Cody Durden versus Jose Ochoa. Jose has a 100% takedown defense rate. He has better striking, and Cody Durden does not have good striking. So I think Jose's going to be able to defend all the takedown attempts and keep it on the feet. So kind of have a similar plan to Joshua Van against Durden. Just piece him up, out damages him, takes him to a decision. Jose Ocho, however you want to say it, he's going to win by decision. That's what's going to happen. Ricky Simone versus Cameron Smotherman. Ricky Simone's got the momentum here. He's got the experience. Smotherman did not look the best in his last fight. I actually picked him in his last fight against, I couldn't tell you. His boxing looked good. He just wasn't using it fully, you know. But I got Ricky Simone. Ricky Simone has the ability to mix in the wrestling along with the power he has on the feet. And while he is a little chinny, do the eye test. It's David versus Goliath. You got to go with Ricky Simone. Again, just a way deeper tool bag. Higher fight IQ, I'd imagine. Much stronger. Ricky Simone's the obvious pick here. Oh my gosh. Phil Rowe versus Ange Lusa. Look, both these guys are coming off losses. For fights like this, I like to do the eye test. Come on. If you're not picking Lusa, what are you doing? Lusa is built like a brick crap house. So, come on. You can't pick someone that looks like this to beat someone that looks like that. I'm sure Phil Rowe has some good length. Pick Lusa, bro. Do the eye test. At low levels, you can do the eye test and get away with it. Jamie Lynn Horth versus the girl that twerks on Joe Rogan or like jumps in his arms or something. She's a big underdog. They're both off losses. I'm going to go with an underdog pick, Vanessa Demopoulos. I think she's going to clip farm, jump in, who will be like Paul Felder's arms, one of the UFC NPC commentators. She's going to jump in their arms, get a clip farm. They're going to post it with a laughing emoji and say how funny she is. So I think that's going to happen. And Jamie Lynn Horth looks like she's older than dirt. So again, at lower levels, you can do the eye test. One of these girls looks much beefier. The other looks a little slender, a little malnourished. Come on. You got to go Vanessa. Easy pick. Those are my picks for UFC Fight Night. Usman versus Buckley. If you agree or disagree with anything, let me know in the comments. But I just want to thank you for watching if you're still here, and I'll see you soon.